Welcome, everyone, to episode 393 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
I'm Will.
I'm Val.
Today's topic is going to be, we changed it at the last minute, I'll explain why momentarily, but we're going to be talking about our favorite winter snow levels worlds in video games.
Mm-hmm.
Will, like you, I'm also a fan of the snow levels in games. I figured since the weather has been what it has been, both snowstorms and bitter cold here, it was a good time to talk about it. So I thought we might have done this already as an episode, but it would have been years ago and I would have forgotten.
I don't think we have because
I think we had talked about it, right?
Well, when you suggested it, I was like, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
Good timing for it. And I don't think something would have clicked that we did something like this before, but I don't think
Yeah, especially because how much you love winter levels.
Yeah.
I feel like you would have been so excited about it. Like, I feel like I would remember.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But, yeah.
I could have gone through our backlog, but it takes too long because we have almost 400 episodes in our
That's
backlog.
crazy.
So
Yeah, we're going to be doing 400 in March.
it's we should probably make plans for it now because it'll be here before we know it. It's 7 episodes away.
Wow.
This is 393.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing top... Is that when we do our top 10 revisited, revisited?
Yep.
Revisit?
Yep. Revisit. Yeah. Quadruple.
3 revisits?
I don't remember.
Times 3.
Oh, yeah. 3. Tripled.
Tripled.
Yep.
So yeah, we were gonna do the Anthem Beta, but it turns out, and I didn't communicate this very well, but it turns out I was the only one that played it. I had meant to contact Eric and Corey because they were gonna play it over the weekend. I had meant to contact them earlier in the week when I put up the post, but I never did. And I only found out today when I was going to do the episode planning that I was the only one that played it. So, and I don't feel like I played enough to be able to talk about it by myself. So,
No.
possibly we'll do that next week because the open beta is this weekend. So,
There you go.
so we'll see. But before we do that, Val's going to do her rookie camp coverage from the month of January.
I am.
And then me and Will will get into the episode. So go ahead, get started. What do we
Okay.
got?
All right. So in January, I played BioShock Infinite, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Super Meat Boy, and Civ 5.
Mm-hmm.
So a reminder, the categories are most likely to play again, least likely to play again, and best overall experience.
Uh-huh.
All right, so guesses for most likely to play again.
I would say Pokemon.
I was going to say, yeah, you can guess because I haven't even like hardly talked to you at all.
No, we haven't
in
had
the
time
last
to
month.
talk.
Yeah,
So,
I would
yeah.
say Pokemon too.
Okay.
Would be the one.
Yep. All right, least likely to play again.
Super Meat Boy.
BioShock Infinite.
Okay. And best overall experience.
Civ 5.
Yeah, I was thinking either Civ or Pokemon. Just to be different, I'll say Pokemon.
Okay, nice. All right. So my most likely to play again is Pokemon, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know I'm a big Pokemon Go fan, so it only makes sense that I would want to play the Pokemon game. I don't know if I'll ever really get a chance to play it again. But yeah, that's one that I am most likely to play again for sure. But I want to give an honorable mention in that category, actually, to Super Meat Boy.
Okay.
I, while I was playing Super Meat Boy, I was like, this is the dumbest game. It's so hard. I'm so mad. But when I watched a little bit of the rookie camp for it, I was like, it was kind of fun. And then the more I get away from it, the more I'm like, that was actually a really cool game.
Yeah, the
and
more fondly you think of it.
Yeah, and it challenged me, and I liked that. So yeah, I would give a really close second place to Super Meat Boy on that one.
Nice.
Yeah. So my least likely to play again is BioShock Infinite. I really liked that game, and I was really excited when that popped up because I always tried to guess, like, oh, what is he going to have me play today, you know? And BioShock was never on my radar. So I was really excited because I know, like, you know, I've heard you guys talk about BioShock, and I've seen you maybe play bits and pieces. It was a great game. Like, I'm not taking away from that. But for me, like, running that, like, thing through that guy's head was not... It's not really my cup of tea. It's not really something that I like to see. So
first-person shooters too are of the games you play are probably the hardest to control.
Yeah. It was hard to control, and I was stressed out too. Like, I was like, where are they shooting me from? What's going on? And like spinning around. And
yeah, that game is chaotic. Now,
Yeah.
I didn't watch that
Chaotic.
one. Did you get to where you met Elizabeth and everything?
No.
No? Okay.
No, yeah. But I know, like, after I play these games, if I know it's something I'm not going to play again, most likely, I always run upstairs and, like, read the story about it. And I read the story, and, like, Dan and I talked about it
man.
forever. What a story. Like, wow. Like,
that story, the reason why it won our game of the year that it did, was because the story was one of my favorite stories.
Yeah.
it was fantastically done. And, like, I'm like, the movie industry should, tap into the smarts going on in gaming, because they need some new ideas. And
it was one of the
good.
rare times when that ending cinematic where the game all came together.
Yeah.
I think we all had the same thing. We're like, what happened?
Yeah.
And we had to like rethink about everything and rewatch like the ending sequence on YouTube to be able to like get everything that was in there.
Oh yeah, there's so much.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, my mind was blown. I was like, holy cow, they put that in a video game? Like to even
multiple dimensions.
Yeah.
Like
to even think of that story and then like play it out inside a video game that someone's interacting with, like,
and a shooter.
It's a shooter
too.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling. So
To me, one of the most interesting settings too in any video game that I've ever played.
Hands
it was
down.
it was so cool. Like, everything about it was awesome. It's just not my type of game, you know. That's really the only thing I could say, that didn't fit well, for me. So,
and I think, like, with that not being your type, I think even Corey said he didn't even really care for like the shooting part of the game.
He said it was too violent.
It was real violent, the little bit I played.
I actually, and it was funny because I think we scoffed at it when he mentioned that, and then maybe a year later I read something that someone had written about how they didn't think BioShock Infinite needed to have, especially at the beginning, that first part at the beginning.
I think it was a Kotaku article.
Yeah, it might have been that it didn't need to have that.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. Like, I was like, what am I looking at? Like, there's blood everywhere.
Yeah,
And
I can see that being like unsettling.
Yeah,
definitely.
it was just a little like, but yeah, so still a great game, but just not one that I'm gonna pick up and play on my own anytime soon. So then my best overall experience was actually Civ 5. It was really cool. Like, I loved the music, which you probably knew that I liked it because I kept commenting on the music.
Not just that, but the music got our video banned for a while.
Oh no.
Yeah, copyrighted music from.
Oh geez.
I think it was Universal.
Oh geez.
So I had to remove it. I don't actually know if it removed part of the audio or if it just removed the song. But it's available. I'll have to share it.
I was gonna say the video's playing.
It's weird the way you have to even view it. So.
Oh geez.
It's a pain in the butt.
That's why I never
That's
even saw. I didn't even know that was one of the ones you guys did.
Yeah, that was the most recent one. And I had a lot of trouble with it. So.
I never knew.
I'll have to tweet it out because I don't know.
YouTube's music rules are so stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah, and it's one thing if they like monetize it. If someone else monetizes it, we don't monetize their videos, so I don't care about that. But it blocked it. Like, it was not available to watch in the US. So.
Oh jeez.
But anyway, continue.
Yeah. No, that's fine. So yeah, I love the music. I love the whole premise of the game, and like I love the strategy. Like, where should you go? And then like the barbarians came and took my worker or whatever, or my settler, and like it was just interesting. And I got to be Sweden, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I liked being Sweden. And I really liked the infusion of real people. Like, Napoleon kept popping in and was like, do you want to have an embassy? It was just really neat. And I don't know, I felt like of all the games that I played this month, like, I was very immersed in that one.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just really, like, was captivating, like, right from the start. And yeah, it was a really neat game. Not one that I would go back and play again, because I think there's so much strategy. Like, I kept telling you, I was like, you're so smart, like, to know how to play these games. Because if you hadn't been sitting there, like, all the barbarians would have came and got me, and I would have been done. Like, the Swedes never would have existed. Like,
even when I play, like, I'm always asking Corey, what do I do? Because I still don't know.
Yeah, like, it's crazy. And I know, like, how much you've played, Dan, especially, like,
it's responsible for a lot of missed work hours. Whenever there's a new Civ comes out, a bunch of people call in sick. for a couple days and play Civ for days.
Yeah, I could see getting lost in that very easily if you know what you're doing. Yeah. Like I did not. But and I also liked too, because it was different from all the other games like that I played this month. This one was less like go and run and do here and catch this and do that. Like it was very like I have to think about what I want next and then I'm gonna do it. And a barbarian might come get me, but I have another turn. And so it was kind of like a nice change of pace too, I think. So it was a really nice one to like kind of end the month. And yeah, so good stuff. I recommend Civ 5 if you're smart enough to figure it out. Kudos to you, because I never would have figured it out without Dan's help. But yeah.
Okay.
So that's it for January.
Nice. So yeah. So obviously Sunday night we'll record our next one.
Yep.
I actually ordered a new webcam today. It was on sale. It's a background removal one, which I've been talking about for a while. Getting a green screen in here, but it's just easier to have the webcam do it all.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to not have the box like you can see on our video here.
Yeah.
It'll just be us in the picture, and it'll be more game scenery.
We'll be in the game.
Just us. So.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, in the game, it's pretty intense. But
I don't know if it's going to get here by Sunday. Apparently, Amazon's 2-day shipping is not really 2 days anymore. So
yeah, apparently not.
They sold out.
I've ordered a few things over the past few days that have taken longer. So
you've had terrible luck. I've had a lot. I've had some that have been like it's going to be like 3 or 4 days from now, and then it shows up like the next day.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping that's the case.
But you have not had that luck.
I'm hoping that's the case with the webcam. It'll be here.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be here Monday, but I'm hoping it comes sooner.
We'll see.
But anyway, yep.
So
yeah. All right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Val.
All right. Winter levels. Will, I'll let you get started. I'll let you take the honors. First level.
My first one. Hey, Tito.
What's up, dude?
I think the very first one we have to talk about would be Skyrim.
Yeah. That was on everyone's list.
Yeah.
Because I looked up a few lists just to try to see if I missed anything, and Skyrim was number one on most lists.
I think it's awesome when... Okay, so to put it in context, I know Corey has talked about this before. You are playing the game, and it's morning in Skyrim. I feel like you can just smell the crisp, cold Skyrim air.
Yeah.
While you're playing it, and that's like just a really cool thing. The immersion in the world, like, because you can start down south where it's more woodland.
Yeah,
but the more north you go, the more snow covered and snow capped the mountains are. When you're in High Hrothgar, and it's like blizzarding. Like one of my favorite moments in the game was there was a blizzard and I was going to High Hrothgar and I didn't really know what to expect, and like I go into this warm like castle sort of thing to talk to the elders, and that's just like a really cool thing. The Mage College in Winterhold, all those sort of things, and I think Skyrim is just a prime example of Winter Wonderland, levels game.
No, I'm the same as you. It's I don't know what it was about it even, but it was so, like you said, so well done, so immersive that it felt like you were actually there. And like you almost shiver. Yeah. Just out of reaction of how well done that winter hellscape, I like to call them, because I don't actually like winter and cold and snow, but
it's fun to experience it in game.
In games, yes, where you're in the comfort of your own house on the couch or what have you. So.
I've wanted to play Skyrim again, but I've been scared because I don't want to go back and see what Bethesda used to be.
Yeah, Skyrim was at least for me, it was kind of their their crowning achievement.
Yeah, definitely.
Fallout 3, Skyrim, they're kind of the same time frame there.
That was it was 09 and 11.
Yeah, I think
that was their prime years. So, yeah, Skyrim was my first one that I put forth.
Skyrim, yeah, that's good. That's a good one. I'm gonna throw out The Division.
Yeah.
So The Division. As again, you talk about wanting to go back and play. I've actually had a hankering to go back and play The Division. I don't know what it is, but I enjoyed it. But just the way the weather, specifically when especially at night when you have a snowstorm, just the way it impacts visibility, and movement, and the way the snow piles up on the streets and piles up on the cars and on the garbage bags, and then the sun goes, or the storm goes away and the sun comes out and it melts stuff off. Just I don't know, it's just unbelievable. It's
Yeah.
very, very, it makes for a good immersion in
Yeah.
that game. So
I think The Division's a very underrated game. I don't
Yeah.
feel like enough people give it its due.
yeah, no, I really like The Division. It's making me want The Division 2. I'm not sure.
The only thing holding me up with The Division 2 is it's set during summertime.
Yeah, it's not as fun.
It's gonna sound stupid, but I think the snow levels don't happen enough in games. Like
Yeah.
it's more just like, oh, here's a tropical island or here's a woodland, like area.
Yeah.
I like the snow-capped city that The Division took place in. I think it was Brooklyn. I think it was Brooklyn was where
Yeah,
it
it's
took
parts
place.
of New York City,
So
Manhattan,
and Brooklyn, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I've never seen something that well done as far as what it's like to be in a snowstorm. So in a video game,
Yeah.
So that's my next one.
Yeah, so the next one I have is Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn is a beautiful game. It's in my opinion, it's probably one of the best looking PlayStation 4 games, and it's a game that I wish I got to play more, because I put maybe like 12 hours into it, but I never ended up getting that far into it. But it's a beautiful winter game. When you're playing as Aloy and you're walking through snow, you can see like the footprints in the snow
the tracks.
that her tracks leave. It's just so cool, and like as you're stepping, you just see the foot like caving into the snow. Like it looks like real life, and it's so beautiful. And nothing like hunting robotic dinosaurs
In the snow.
while running through the snow.
Yeah.
For your life. I think Horizon Zero Dawn, for a studio that has only ever done shooters, I think makes Horizon Zero Dawn even more impressive.
Yeah, I agree. That was a cool winter world. I would have played more of that game if it wasn't my preference for playing shooters with a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
If I ever get the chance to play that with keyboard and mouse, I definitely will.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Next on my list is Frostpunk.
Yeah.
And Frostpunk, for me, was a game that, and it's hard to explain even, but you felt the cold on a larger scale. Not just how it affects necessarily your character, but how it affects like a society trying to survive.
Yeah.
And when you see in the forecast on Frostpunk when the temperatures are about to plummet, and you're like trying to get yourself prepared because you have to turn your heater up, which you uses more resources, and it's just there's been few games that have really put you in a place where you can feel an impact of what that would be like. So Frostpunk did a good job with that.
You see how the cold actually does impact the world. And people.
Yep. It's a small sample, but it's a very well done sample at the same time. So
Yeah. Next one, I have Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild was on my list also.
Yeah. Talk about a game actually capitalizing on the effects that the cold can have. You legitimately lose health in Breath of the Wild. Like, the Hebrew region was one of my favorite regions in the game. I think it was northwest in the game map.
Yeah.
But it was snow-covered, and, it was a very interesting domain because it felt like there wasn't a lot going in there because it was just desolate snow, but there was actually a lot there that was to discover. I think one of the flying puzzles is in that region. Not the flying puzzle. I'm trying to remember what it was. I wish I could remember what it was. I think it was the snowball.
Yeah, there's a few. Yeah, there's a snowball puzzle.
Yeah,
and then there's like it's almost like skee ball where you roll the snowball down the hill to bust open the door to lead to the shrine.
Yep, that. Okay, so that's what it was. That was in the Hebrew region. There was a lot of cool things to do like that, and I just like having to bundle up and traverse the mountains. And
there's the survival aspects of it, which again, it's an underrated part of Breath of the Wild because there is that. There's the same thing in the desert. You have to prepare for that. You can't just wander in there. Even if it just means having a bunch of stuff to heal your health to get through there, you can do that. But it's better to have the proper clothing or food that gives you hot or cold temperature protection. But yeah, that's an underrated part of the game. But also the neat things you could do in the snow worlds. There's the shield surfing, which you could do obviously in the snow. You can do it anywhere, but it starts you in the snow.
Yeah.
And like you said, the physics puzzles where you roll the snowballs down the hill and they get bigger and bigger and bigger and turn into giant snowballs. Just the fun you can have, and then your movement slows down significantly when you're in the snow.
Yeah, you're traversing
unless you have a special item. I think they're snow boots. Then you can run normal speed through the snow. But yeah, totally agree. That's definitely on my list too.
I want to play Breath of the Wild again.
I do too, but I'm avoiding it because I know I'll get sucked in and I'll not play all the other games I have to play right now.
Yep, I'm in the same issue.
So I have Mount Wario from Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite levels.
Yes, it's interesting in that it's a straight line track. Tito, thanks for the feedback. It's a straight line track, which there's a couple of in that game, but it's probably one of the best examples of it. And one of my favorite of the new tracks that they added in Mario Kart 8. Yeah, it's a great track.
Yeah, that's a fun track, and as you said, it's different because it's just a straight line. You don't have to repeat the going around the lap again or the loop. It's straight through, and it's really cool when you go through the woods too.
Yeah,
that's really cool, and then you end up onto the you're going through when you're speed skiing.
Yep.
Those things that are set up when you're going down. It's just really cool level design by Nintendo.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my next one, and it's a game that I really didn't even play that much, but God of War, the most recent one. That game, everybody loves that game, so I have to give it its due. I haven't played enough of it to say that it's an amazing game. I definitely could see the beginnings of that, but it is set in the Nordic region, and it was really beautifully done. Just going through the snow, hunting deer in the cold. It's just really, really cool. I wanted to say real quick that I heard rumors the next Assassin's Creed game might be set in that Viking Nordic time period, some Norse mythology again. So I think that would be a really cool time period for Assassin's Creed to get onto if it was going through the God of War time. Because I think it's a really, really captivating level design that they can do with it. So, and that's what God of War did. God of War had awesome level designs.
Yeah, totally agree. At least from what I watched a lot on Twitch when it came out. I didn't get a chance to play it. All right, so that was the ones I picked. I've got some honorable mentions. Do you have more games that you want to talk about?
No, that was it all that I had.
Okay, so I've got a few. Metal Gear Solid. Did you play Metal Gear Solid?
Shadow Moses Island?
I don't know. It's just when you start the game. I think does it take place in that one facility?
I'm not sure.
It's been so long since I played it, but that was one I remember the beginning of, being outside and the cold and the soldiers tracking down your footprints if you weren't careful.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. Until Dawn.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, I forgot about Until Dawn. That would definitely have been on my list if I remember right.
Yeah. That comes without being prepared. I texted Will 3 hours ago. Hey, we're changing the episode topic.
Did you play Until Dawn?
No, I didn't.
Oh man, Dan.
I do want to play. Is it? You know what? It might be on. Maybe it's on PlayStation Now.
I think it might be.
That's how I would play it. Metro 2033 was another one.
Yeah.
Very, very good winter setting. Not so much Metro Last Light because the snow starts to thaw a little bit in Last Light, but Metro 2033 definitely has some heavy frozen areas. Rise of the Tomb Raider is another one that has some good snow parts. Max Payne. Do you remember Max Payne, the first one?
No, I never played a Max Payne.
Yeah, it's set, and I don't know if it's Chicago or New York, during a really bad snowstorm. And that's kind of the backdrop for the game. I don't remember much of it, but I do remember that being a very significant part of the game. So, yeah, I feel like there's one more that I wanted to give credit to.
I know there's a couple levels in Spyro.
Yeah, there's some ones in Spyro. There's lots of Mario games, but nothing that I would
deem noteworthy.
other than Mario 64's some of Mario 64's levels in the cold. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what I have.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I'll throw my last one out there. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl.
Uh-huh.
There's Snowbell City. And that's by far my favorite part in the game.
Okay.
Is when you're going through there. Because you're traveling through the route to get to Snowbell City, and it gets more and more snowy. And then there's like a blizzard, so you're like, you can't see as well. So like you'll just be wandering through, your movement slowed, and then you'll get hit by a trainer battle. I know a lot of people that I've read online hate that part of the game, but I think it's cool because it's the first time Nintendo like used weather to manipulate the game a little bit.
Yeah,
and I like that because it was different. It hadn't really been done.
Right.
So
nice. All right. What do you have for Nibblebits, Will?
Actually, have quite a bit.
There's a lot to talk about this week.
Yeah. Well, I was scrolling through Destructoid because that's where I get most of my Nibblebits, and I was like, boy, like. There was a lot, and I had to go really far back. So if I have any of the ones that you have, Dan, I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter.
But my first one is Retro Studios is taking over the Metroid Prime 4 development. I don't know if you saw the video. Did you watch it?
I did, yes.
So when they started it, and the way that they were talking, I was like, they canceled Metroid.
Cancel it outright.
I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Of course they canceled Metroid. But lo and behold, the vision that they wanted for the game wasn't really being achieved by the studio, so they weren't happy with what was happening with it. So they are letting Retro Studios take it over and working on it. The thing about it is that they're starting from scratch. So we're God knows how far.
Years out, probably.
Yeah, 2 years out, I would say, probably from a Metroid game. So yeah, I mean, I think that's awesome that Nintendo was honest for starters instead of just leaving everybody in the dark, and that's why we've seen nothing from the game because they haven't been happy with.
I haven't seen anyone be like salty about this announcement. Everyone's kind of like, they're disappointed, of course. That was I think that was. It was rumored for this year or maybe early next year. And I was disappointed too. But at the same time, like, it's Nintendo also setting a big precedent for developers to be honest about this sort of thing. It's just come clean. We're disappointed, but at the same time, like everyone understands. You know?
I mean, you get a lot more respect out of everybody if you just go be forward about it and say, hey, like it's not going how we want. We want to make it better. So nobody's ever going to complain about something being better. So
absolutely.
And I trust Nintendo to put out a better product because of it too.
Yep.
My next one is the second season pass of the Dragon Ball Fighters has been announced, but they're also announced some of the characters, and 2 of them are actually out. So for starters, Jiren and Videl are in the game, which Jiren, for people who don't know, is in Super, so he's a character that most people who haven't seen Super will have no idea who this is. But it's cool they added Videl with the help from the Great Saiyaman, which is Gohan. So she's really cool, a great addition. But they also announced the next 2 characters, which is going to be the canon version of Broly. So the non-canon Broly's in the game, and then the one in the new movies in the game too. And also Gogeta, who's the fusion...
Gohan with Vegeta.
So there's 2 fusions between Goku and Vegeta.
Gohan.
So there's the earring one, which is Vegito.
Okay.
Gogeta is when they do the fusion dance.
Okay.
So they have a role in the movie. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I really want to. But they're in the game, and then there's going to be 2 more characters after that. So if I were to guess, it's going to be another Super character and probably a Z character.
Okay.
To do both. So that's really cool. But more Dragon Ball news. I don't know if you saw this, but there's the Dragon Ball game, Project Z.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about it.
So it's a grand retelling of the Z Saga, but they didn't really show too much gameplay other than at the end, and what they showed, it seemed like it's going to be an open world game.
Really?
Yeah, an open world RPG game, because this one they wanted to focus more on RPG elements as opposed to the fighting, because games like Xenoverse and Fighters is all about the fighting. This is going to have more RPG elements.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can like fly around, because they showed some videos of Goku walking around on Turtle Island, Capsule Corp, stuff like that. So I think this game is going to be pretty cool. It'll be right up my alley. Yeah. So I'll at least probably be happy with it. But
nice.
I'm curious if they're gonna do just from Raditz to Boo, the Boo Saga, which is the last of Z, or if they're gonna do from when Goku was a kid to Super.
Right.
I don't know what they're gonna do, but yeah, that's really cool. I'm excited for that one. Next is Smash Patch 2.0 is out there with a lot of character changes, but they also added Piranha Plant early, which is pretty cool. So if you have the game, if you pre-ordered the game or bought the game within I don't know, until tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it's like 2 months or whatever.
Yeah, so within
Close
the
to 2 months.
the launch window of 2 months, you will get a code that you can redeem to get Piranha Plant for free. That's pretty cool. The character changes seems good. They nerf characters like King K. Rool, Inkling, buff some characters that needed to be buffed. So that's really cool. It's cool Nintendo's actually putting out patch notes now. People were so upset that Nintendo wasn't putting out patch notes, but they did now.
It's a lot easier to read patch notes than it is to figure out all that out, amongst the community.
Well, yeah, before they were like,
Yes.
Nintendo would just put updates to characters.
Yeah.
That's like what they would put. So people were like, oh, trying to figure out what it is. But now, like, Nintendo actually listed what they changed.
Nice.
And last but not least, Mario Kart Tour, which is the Mario Kart mobile game, is delayed till summer of 2019. So we got a little bit of waiting for that one, but I'm curious to see how that is.
Yeah, I almost kind of want motion controls for something like that.
I could see motion controls working for that pretty well.
Yeah.
I am worried, though, because Nintendo's track record for the mobile games hasn't been good.
Yeah.
I know people like Fire Emblem Heroes a lot.
Yeah, it was okay.
But after that, I don't really care for much of the rest of them.
Yeah. Okay, I have one more Nibblebit to add on to there, and that's that Metro Exodus is the latest game to ditch Steam for the Epic Games storefront. I have some mixed feelings about this. I don't like it, especially with it being kind of last minute. At first, I was under the impression that anyone that pre-ordered on Steam would lose their pre-order, but that is not actually the case. Anyone that pre-ordered on Steam will still have it on Steam. We'll still get all the patches and updates and all that stuff. So that's fine. I still don't like that this was done last minute.
Yeah, the game's out in February.
Yeah, it's February 15th it comes out, so it was 2-ish weeks before. Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, like, it's gone and gotten review bombed on Steam.
Don't like that. Yeah.
I don't like that sort of
mentality
reaction. The best thing you could have done is just not buy it.
Yeah.
Just wait. That sends more of a message than any of the other stuff,
Definitely. I don't like that they did that at all. I think it's kind of shady. It was also Koch Media's
Coke Media.
Yeah, it was their call apparently to do that. So they're kind of the reason behind it.
Yeah, and, I understand the reasoning for it. They get a much bigger cut of the game sales, but at the same time, like, I don't imagine it's going to sell nearly as many copies on the Epic Games storefront as it would have on Steam.
Yeah.
So
I also saw Valve actually put out a statement saying that they didn't think it was fair to consumers.
Yeah.
And I saw the article and I read it, and the person who wrote it like bashing Steam, but they got every other game this year. And it's like, that's not the point. It's that is not really kind of fair.
Yeah, this was very, very last minute. A little too last minute for most people's liking.
Yeah, and obviously it made a lot of people mad, which they shouldn't be review bombing.
No, definitely not. But for the most part, like, the stuff I read on the comments is where people like, I'll just wait. And a lot of it was, I mean, there was, of course, the angry gamer stereotype, people raging, and, you could feel the rage coming through their keyboarded message.
The only thing they have
but a lot of people were just like, I don't want yet another digital storefront on PC. It's fine, I'll just wait. That was the general consensus.
I saw a post on Reddit, and I almost sent it to you in a group message, and it was a picture of someone's screen that had BattleNet, Steam, Uplay, Origin, Bethesda's client, and Epic, and the tag was, "This is getting ridiculous."
It really is. And a lot of it was, the people were like, yeah, all my friends play their games on Steam. Like, that's just where it's got the most fleshed out, like, social features. Than obviously Epic Games Storefront. The thing with Epic Games Storefront is their biggest game is Fortnite, which is a free to play game. I know they make money through microtransactions through Fortnite, but I can't see people like loading up their Epic Games Storefront. I mean, you got to start somewhere, and again, Steam is not perfect, and certainly needs to improve. But at the same, I'm kind of at the point now like you, I mean, right on here, I don't know if I can see this, but I've got GOG launcher, I've got Steam, I've got Origin, I've got Xbox,
Yeah.
Blizzard, Uplay. Epic Games is over here because I only used it to play Fortnite a couple times.
Yeah.
I feel like I had another one. Oh, the Bethesda one. I deleted that one. I didn't need it anymore, so that's gone. But yeah, it's too much.
Well, and like this is a massive first world problem, but like that's 7, 8, 9 clients that you have to keep updated and keep the games updated.
It's
like,
not.
That's not
even
easy.
that, but remembering the password. Like my Origin account, I have to reset the password every time. Again, first world problems. It only takes a few minutes to reset it, but
yeah. And well,
I just wanted to do the Anthem stuff, and it took me like 20 minutes to get into my account. First of all,
well, and like people would say, well, make your password the same thing, but that's not safe.
no, it's not.
So it's just like, I don't know. I think it's too much of a hassle. I'm getting the game on console anyway if I do end up getting it, so it's not really affecting me any. I just think that it was kind of a shady move to pull last second, and I kind of think...
Yeah, because Division 2's coming out in like 3 months, and they announced it like a month ago, or 2 months now at this point.
Wait, is that going to be Epic?
That's Epic, yeah. Uplay too, I can imagine, but... yeah, but that's not going to be on Steam, but is going to Epic. But they announced it like a month ago. It's not coming out for another 2 months, so that gave people plenty of heads up. It also wasn't up for pre-sale on Steam. I don't think at any point. It feels like Metro Exodus used Steam for, obviously the trailers would pop up on people's Steam feeds, and used it for advertising and stuff, and then bailed last minute. So
that's gonna be interesting to see how the game's received. I'm not gonna look at the fan reviews. I'm gonna look at the actual because I heard not good things about it behind the scenes. So.
Yeah, there's been a few people that said that it doesn't transition well to the open world. So
oh boy,
I would get it on console, but I just don't have fun playing shooters on consoles. It just is not fun. So.
Yeah, holds you up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna wait till it eventually makes its way to Steam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's a shame that they did that, but
so that was the big news. But again, don't review bomb, don't send threats. There's just no need for it.
You're better than that.
Yep.
Everybody is.
Just move on. I think that's all I got for Nibblebits. How was your week, Will?
Good. It's cold.
It is very cold.
I was telling Dan off podcast last night. I was leaving a friend's house. It was like 1:30 at night, and I have never been more cold in my life.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And Allison, where she lives in Edmonton, is like way colder.
Yeah.
It's without wind chill. It's like -20.
Yeah. Just straight up -20.
I couldn't believe that. So stay safe out there, everybody who's in the Northeast and Canada and all that. You people down south are getting like 40.
Yeah.
I know they're complaining about that. But yeah, stay safe. Don't get frostbite.
No. Luckily, we have like 40s and 50s coming right behind it, so.
Yeah, Monday. It's going to be like 55.
Yeah.
And you know what's going to suck? Everyone's going to get sick.
Probably. That's what happens when the rapid temperature changes.
I get migraines. I'm blocking my Tuesday off to be bedridden.
Miserable and bedridden.
So, that's what I've been doing. School started up this week. I'm only taking one class, so I have a lot of free time. So
nice.
I'm hoping to be able to work more and play games more and be more out, be more of a human being. So we're looking forward to that. It's a harder class, so it's anatomy too. A lot of people say it's hard. I thought the first one wasn't too bad. So
okay.
That's the class I'm taking. I'm pretty pumped.
Nice.
With everything so far. So.
All right.
Yeah, that's really it for me.
Yeah, I don't have a ton to talk about either. I bought Wargroove for Switch.
Yeah.
That comes out tomorrow.
Comes out in 2 hours.
Are they doing the
midnight
launch?
Usually they do.
That's really tempting. Really tempting.
I hear it's awesome.
Yeah.
Wargroove. Everybody's loving
Wargroove. I've seen good. I think the lowest review I saw for it was like an 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's looking pretty sweet. I'm excited to play that. I've been playing Kingdom Hearts, which I'll talk about to tease. I'll talk a little bit about my brief first impressions of Kingdom Hearts 3. and then I'll talk briefly about the Anthem beta that I played. But I've been bombarded with computer orders. You can see over there a ton of computer parts. That's nothing because I only have one left to do.
Yeah.
That I have parts for, and then I have 2 more coming. So I haven't done any Instacarting because I've been building computers.
Hey, I mean, do they keep you as an employee for however long until you be like,
Yeah.
I won't be back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So probably next week I'll try to pick up some orders. And go from there. So that's everything I had for my week. What'd you play, Will?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So I want to play Kingdom Hearts 3 really bad, but I know I talked about it last week. I want to finish Odyssey first.
Yeah.
But man, that game is dense. There is so much to do.
Odyssey?
Yeah, I am. I put probably 18 hours worth of gameplay in this past week.
Nice.
I sat down like for 2-3 days. I was like, all right, I'm gonna sit here and finish it. But that game gets pretty dark at a certain point into it. I say it every week, but I think the protagonist is the best protagonist in the entire series. She's an awesome character. I love it, and the story, like, it's the only game, man, where you just go around and like conquer these different little islands that are off of Greece, and then just assassinate the leader of the Athenians and the Spartans. It's just like so cool, like what you do in the game and the story that it tells, and how there's like 5 main stories in the game that all kind of become one that you gotta like work on throughout the game. The only problem right now that I'm having is, and I saw people complain about it, and I don't care, is you kind of get level gated from the main story at a certain point. So you have to do side stuff to level up to be able to get to the point where you can do the mission, which is fine because I want to play the game and experience the world. So I don't really care that I have to do that.
But the people that want to just rush through the story can't do
it. Yeah. And like I said, I saw that. I didn't have an issue until recently where I decided, all right, I'm going to stop doing as much side stuff and try and do more of the story. I think I'm on chapter 8 of 9. There's 9 total. So I'm probably 5 hours, 6 hours from being done.
Nice.
I just got to do more side stuff to level up so I can continue on the main story. But things are kind of hitting a crescendo right now. It's pretty... I love the game. I'm going to play Origins too. Maybe not right after Odyssey like I intended, because I do want to get to Kingdom Hearts and more Groove. So, yeah, soon. I've been playing Smash too. Played the Piranha Plant. Pretty cool character. I don't know if you guys have messed around with Piranha Plant.
No, I haven't done it yet.
Pretty fun.
Nice. I heard he's like kind of heavy and slow.
Yeah, heavy and slow. Even though he's kind of small, it plays weirder than any character I've ever. It's just funny to see like a little pot just scooting around on the stage.
Yeah.
Smash is Smash is an amazing game.
Yeah, so. I've got to start playing it again because I've gotten rusty. I was okay like over because I played it a ton over when it came out and then over Christmas break, and once I started playing like Pokemon and New Super Mario Brothers Deluxe, I haven't really picked up Smash, but I've got to get back to it.
Yeah, I want to finish Pokemon 2, and I have Valkyria Chronicles 4 too that I've got, and
I've got that on my wish list. I'm going to pick it up when it goes on sale. It's $45 right now, but I want to wait till it gets down a little bit lower.
It'll be down to like $30 before you know it. So
that's what I'm hoping.
I have so much to play. I love it though, and I watched Lord of the Rings last night, and I want to play Shadow of War.
See, that's on Xbox Games Pass, so you just download it.
The new one's on Games Pass?
No, not the new one. Shadow of War. Shadow of War.
Yeah.
You can play my copy on Steam.
I don't really want to play it on Steam. I have a hard time playing Assassin's Creed-like games and action fighting games like that on PC.
Even with a controller?
I guess I could plug in a controller. My computer now just doesn't run things to my liking.
Yeah, I've actually been reading up on that, and if you just get a new graphics card and maybe some RAM, you'll be all set. Because I actually watched a fairly lengthy video. I might have talked about this a couple weeks ago. A fairly lengthy video on my specific processor, the i7-2600, and how it does with gaming with a modern card nowadays.
Yeah.
And it would, if I get like a RTX 1080, I could run all games in 1080p. At well over 60 frames per second. My monitors only do 60 frames per second, so Where you see the differences in the higher frame, like I wouldn't be able to hit 144 frames with a high refresh rate monitor, but for 1080 gaming, it's just fine.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna eventually get, because I only have 8 gigabytes of RAM. I'm gonna get 16 gigabytes of RAM and then save up for a graphics card. I'll probably get the RTX 2060, which is like $350.
Okay.
And that'll get me through probably another couple years maybe before I need to upgrade the entire thing.
What I like, because I want a new computer that's going to be really good at being able to edit like podcasts, videos, stuff like that. And I also
want slower for that.
And I also want something to be able to play games on too, like high quality.
Yeah.
So the problem is it's so expensive for probably what I want to get. So I kind of probably never will.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am too.
So it's just like, well, okay, if I want to play good games on it, I can just play my Xbox really right now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty content. Get whatever PlayStation 5 when that comes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I could spend money and get an Xbox and a PlayStation and still not have as much, or spend as much for a new computer.
Right.
That would be really good for what I want. So.
Yeah, and you don't have the need to play a shooter with a keyboard and mouse like I do. Like that's a must for me. So
yeah, exactly. I get destroyed competitively, but when I'm playing like story shooters, like I can do fine. So,
yeah.
But yeah, that's my predicament. But like I said, Odyssey is an incredible game. I keep saying it. I want people to play it. I can see people like Eric not wanting to play it because Eric and Corey are more big on the respecting your time aspect of a game.
Yeah,
I could see them being like not wanting to put in 50 hours to beat an Assassin's Creed game. I could see that, but I think it's and whenever I'm like, all right, it's getting a little stale, it does something where I'm like, this is incredible, and it re-hooks me. So.
Nice. Yeah, I will get to it at some point this year.
I really hope you do.
I definitely will.
Make sure you play Cassandra.
Oh, yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I always pick a female character anyway, so.
How the story's set up is how the one character you pick, the other has a role in the main story.
Okay.
I think the way that the other character plays, like Alexios in the main story, fits way better than if it's Cassandra.
Gotcha.
Too. So. And plus she's the canon character.
Uh-huh.
So. Yeah, that's my weekly praise of Odyssey.
Okay.
I will say that with our thummies, that would be my number one game of the year now.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to Smash.
Okay.
Yeah, nice. Beardless says I might finish Odyssey eventually. That's a heady game, man. There's so much more stuff I want to do in it, but I'm like, okay, I need to move on to Kingdom Hearts.
That's how I'm
doing
feeling
an episode soon.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling with Red Dead.
Yeah,
I'm in the same because I was playing Kingdom Hearts. It was a couple nights ago. Well, it came out Tuesday. Maybe it was Wednesday night, but I played, like an hour of Kingdom Hearts or maybe an hour and a half. And then I switched over to Red Dead because I want to, I don't want to let that sit for too long because if I let it sit for too long, when I pick it back up, I'm going to have forgotten how to play it. I'm going to forget what happened in the story. So I want to keep that going even though I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 3. So. And
it's hard to play 2 story games at one time.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. Yeah. So it's... I'm definitely getting that. I need to move on. I've been playing this game since early December.
Yeah.
It's February.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So yeah, we'll talk about Kingdom Hearts 3 first off. So I only give brief first impressions because we are going to do a full episode on it. Probably not next week, but maybe the week after, depending on how things work out. But initially starting Kingdom Hearts 3, it starts off with a very long, cinematic. Setting up the story, which I didn't understand, and I still don't understand.
The story is nonsense.
It's
makes no sense.
I want to try to figure it out because I pride myself on stories and being able to understand character motivations and stuff. A lot of people said I would have a hard time following Game of Thrones. I didn't have a single problem following Game of Thrones and all the intertwining storylines, character motivations. It was not a problem. So I kind of pride myself on that sort of thing, but it doesn't make sense what's going on.
I actually work with a kid and he's like, yeah, the story is incredible. It's gripping, and he's telling using all these adjectives to explain how incredible it is. And I'm like, it makes no sense.
Which I think it might be if you've played through all the games and understand what's going on, but I haven't. Corey actually tweeted us an article that kind of breaks the story down a little bit. So I read the the very brief one paragraph synopsis, and that kind of made things make sense a little bit. But I need to dig deeper and see what's actually going on.
Didn't Corey, who played the other ones, even say it's a nonsense?
Yeah, but there's this is the 10th Kingdom Hearts game. So he played the mainline ones, the Kingdom Hearts 2, and now Kingdom Hearts 3. But I don't think he played any of the other ones because there's even a 3DS one that's in there. Maybe
Drop Distance. Is
yeah,
like the
something
one
like that.
They keep referencing as having story.
Yeah. So
that's such a Japanese thing. Like, don't have a lot of the story in the mainline games and spread them to the offshoots.
You just think of the way the story in Breath of the Wild was done. Like, the story, it's weird because the story already happened.
Yeah.
Like 100 years before the game took place.
You're just figuring.
You just have to find it.
Yeah.
In the game, so it's interesting, but. So I didn't know how I felt about it initially. Corey brought this up, and I agree. It felt dated a little bit.
Yeah,
like it was built for last generation systems, which I believe it initially was. But the more I played it, the more I got into it. Once I started understanding the combat, it's really cool to have Goofy and Donald Duck in your party. I was never big on Disney. Or Disney characters or anything like that, but there's just something about it. It's just very cool.
They're fun
to have that be. Yeah, Mickey makes an appearance in the game. I've been through the Hercules world, which is where you start. I never saw that movie, so that's not one that was meaningful to me. But once I got to this Toy Story world, having seen all the Toy Story movies, that was a wow moment for me.
Nostalgia bomb.
Yeah, oh yeah. When you first land in Andy's room and you meet Buddy, Woody and Buzz.
Yeah.
And then you jump down off of Andy's bed or wherever you end up and you start a fight on the floor. I'm like, oh okay, this is awesome. So
how long do the different worlds last? I know they probably
it depends.
Vary, but...
Yeah, it depends. I want to say I've put about 8 hours into the game. I'm in the third world.
Okay.
So I believe the third world.
Yes, but my other question was the world build. Is it really cool when you're in these different worlds?
Yeah, it's fairly open. There's a lot of stuff to find. A lot of different fighting. The fighting, I talked about it in the thing, but it's not as crisp as a Nier Automata. It makes me think of Nier Automata a lot because of the variety of things you do in the game.
Yeah.
It's not as tight as something like that or Bayonetta or similar games in the genre, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to get the hang of it. There's some really epic fights in a couple of the boss fights that I've done, and then when you're doing battles, you charge up a meter, and then you do I don't know if it's called attractions, but you turn into that pirate ship at Disney that goes up and down. And that does damage, and then there's one where you turn into it's almost like a spaceship, and you move around. It's like a tank the way it moves, and you shoot that stuff as a power up ability to what you're already doing.
Yeah.
There's one where Buzz, Woody, and you get on a rocket, and you fly around in this rocket and do flips and stuff and attack the character, and then you eventually crash into it and blow up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really cool moments in that, but so far I'm liking Kingdom Hearts 3. My kids enjoy watching it because of the Disney characters. So
yeah, I was actually seeing Eric's reaction too.
Yeah,
that was funny. I'm not gonna spoil the actual reaction, but he did a complete 180, which was really funny.
Well, we were talking about it before he started, and I warned him. There's a lot of cutscenes in this game. A lot. Oh, I clocked one at 10 minutes. I was just sitting there watching a cutscene, and I know he hates that.
Yeah.
In a game. So I don't know ultimately what he thinks now. He'll be on for the episode, no doubt.
Yeah. I know.
He really didn't like it at first, but as he played it more, he started to like it a little bit more. So
yeah, because he said he was done in an hour, but then he played more, and I guess he liked it. So it's gonna be. I'm very interested to play it because I've seen a lot of people really like it, and then there's people that go meh. So I'm very curious to see what I think of it. So
yep. So there was that. That's good stuff. As I said, I'm still playing Red Dead Redemption. not going to forget that one. I'm going to try to play at least every couple of days, and I have nothing to report on that. I haven't done any story stuff. I've just been screwing around.
Yeah.
Still playing New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. I'm in the 5th world, I believe. I've still gotten all the gold star coins. I'm gonna when I beat that, I'm gonna get all the gold star coins in New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. And then when I play New Super Luigi Deluxe, I think I'm just gonna beat the levels and not do all the gold coins right away. Maybe I'll go back to it. Because again, I like to have a Switch game going and then an Xbox game going.
Same way, yeah.
Wargroove's coming out tomorrow, so I'm not going to finish Mario by then. So I'm going to have to try to finish Mario while I'm playing Wargroove. And then I'm juggling 2 Xbox games too, which is frustrating. And then at some point I'm going to add a PC game. It would have been Metro, but that's not going to be the case.
Do you know what game's actually piquing my interest right now? That Far Cry game.
Oh, I thought about getting that. So it's only like 35
Yeah.
on PC. I've thought about that too because I'm not getting Metro. So I might end up biting on that one too.
That's the only game that's coming out because we're not getting Metro when it comes out.
I'm not. No.
I don't think I am either because I think I'm gonna, unless Eric wants to split it. I wonder if he'd be interested in spending like the $15 to split it and get it.
Probably. I would think.
Yeah, I'd have to talk to him about it. But yeah, I'm actually pretty kind of interested in that Far Cry game.
Yeah.
I think it's just because of my newfound love for Ubisoft.
Yeah, it's very similar to Rage. I don't know if you saw that interaction on Twitter. I think they were Bethesda and Ubisoft were making fun of themselves, but about the similarities between Rage and Far Cry New Dawn. It was funny.
That's pretty funny.
So I played that Anthem, the Anthem beta. So I played 2 hours probably of the Anthem beta, and I enjoyed it. Actually, it was fun. I'm not going to get too into it because we might have an Anthem beta episode next week, but I did enjoy it. Flying is really cool in it. That's one difference from like a Destiny type of game. It doesn't play like Destiny at all. It's more like Wargroove than like a Destiny, partly because it's third person. I think me and Corey are going to be splitting this one on Xbox, so I'm a little bit worried about controlling it with a controller, but
it seems like you can do a little bit more though than just like aimlessly shoot.
Yeah. There's that, and it's a little more RPG-esque than like a shooter.
Yeah.
It's got the numbers for shooting, and it definitely feels more RPG-ish shooting than twitchy shooting.
I have a lot of faith in BioWare for this game, and I don't really know why.
Yeah, the world seems interesting. The characters seem a little bit more interesting. The story seems more interesting than, say, like a Destiny, or another game in that genre. So
yeah. I've heard pretty good things, other than like the technical issues of the actual game.
It was very buggy. The reason why I only played like 2 hours was because it didn't work most of Saturday. I tried logging in several times and it wasn't working, and it was also a pain to get set up, like way more than it should have. So I wasn't initially even going to play it, but I got a code from NVIDIA for the VIP access. So
oh wow.
I went to redeem the code, and it was like 2 days before I could even redeem the code. Once I redeemed the code, I had to sign into my Origin account on the computer, on a browser, not on the actual account. I had to change my password, and I had to do all that. And then I had to go back into the thing, and I had to pick what platform I wanted, and then I had to tie the platform I wanted to my Origin account on my computer. It was such a pain.
Yeah, it was such a hassle.
Unnecessary. I feel like they could have done that better.
Yeah, well, they like to, for whatever reason, they love the connection between your whatever you're playing on and Origin.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but they love it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a pain. It was a lot harder to get it set up than I would have liked. So. But yeah, I like that so far. I'm not going to talk too much about it, only because hopefully we'll do an episode on it next week. But I do want to get a little more time in with the open beta this weekend. And Eric said he's going to play. Corey's not, because Corey's going to be out of town. So
I'll probably play it too.
Yeah.
I do know that the BioWare actually detailed how they're going to fix the game for the open.
Okay.
The open beta. So
yeah, I'll probably do the beta on Xbox too, just to give myself a little practice with shooting with the controller. It's so embarrassing.
Maybe we could all play.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the hope. That's why we want to all get it on Xbox, so we can all play together. We've got Tate actually friended me on Xbox Live, so I think he wants to eventually, play it with us. So yeah, there's that. Feel like there was another thing I played. No. Whatever. Feedback. Let's call up feedback.
Let's get into it.
Call it up on my phone here. I know we had 2 pieces of feedback, and I know Tito sent us one later, so. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is from Tate. Tate says, "Sup guys, it's Winter Wonderland here in Utah as well. We got 4 feet of snow in 2 nights a couple weeks ago where I live, and there's been about 2 feet of it left after some melted. Pretty crazy. On that topic, my most favorite snow level of all time was Assault on the Control Room in Halo Combat Evolved.
Yeah.
It had a real Assault feel to it, and there's no better feeling than when you finally get the Scorpion on that level and wreck the Covenant's shit. So the main part of my feedback, last weekend I played the Anthem demo, and I have some positive and negative thoughts. Positive, what a freaking fun game to play with friends. And the flying mechanics are super fun and add such a cool aspect to fighting that you don't get from games very often. I love the customization of the javelins, and my javelin of choice was the Colossus. And I had a blast with it, no pun intended. With the black main color with neon green accents on the armor, and it was sweet. I thought the graphics were gorgeous, and I can't wait to explore the world more. Negative, what the hell was up with the load screen crapping out every other time trying to get into an expedition? It was bull, and my buds and brother and I spent more time on the loading screen and the menu than we did actually playing. That really sucks, so hopefully they fix that so we can enjoy the game more this weekend. Ultimately, though, I'm stoked as hell for Anthem. I love the music as well. I've listened to the main menu song on repeat since last weekend. It reminds me a lot of Halo's music. And he says he'll take Far Cry 3 from last week. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Taterade out. So yeah, again, the flying was awesome in Anthem. Really, really like that part of it. Another thing I did too, I wanted to see how I would play solo, because that's probably ultimately how I'll play the most.
Yeah,
is solo. And I was a little annoyed when it matched me with people when I was doing a mission, but it didn't really bother me. Like, they were just kind of running around. We were kind of like, no one communicated or anything, but everyone kind of knew what to do.
Yeah.
So it was fine. It still felt like I was kind of playing solo, but with people around, I guess.
Anytime I played Destiny like that, I mean, I never had an issue with somebody being a jerk or anything. I was always fine to do the mission and just get it done and move on.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they were doing on Anthem. Beardless says, 4 feet of snow. Suddenly I don't dislike Texas so much. Yeah, me and the wife, we do this every year, and I talk about it every year, but we can't move now because we just bought a new house. But a couple years from now, we'll be looking at wintertime and being like, we gotta move. Then the spring, summer, even fall a little bit, we're like, it's not too bad here.
See, I love fall, but
aside from the crime and bad weather, it's not too bad here.
Yeah, when Eric says he wants to move back up to New York, I'm like, I almost took a picture of the -4 yesterday and said, don't.
Yeah, don't do it.
Stay.
Yeah. So, that was from Tate, so thank you, Tate. Next is from Idaho Jake, who says, hey guys, not feeling great, but to answer your podcast, Tomb Raider or Skyrim is my favorite winter snow levels or games. Pick area in Tomb Raider, and climbing the steps in Skyrim just makes you feel cold and in the moment.
Yep.
Thanks, guys, and have a great night.
Yeah, those are 2 good picks.
Yeah. Rise of the Tomb Raider 2 is such a good game.
Yeah.
I wish I could. I still have to beat the newest one. Fall of the Tomb Raider.
I should play it too.
It's not as good as the other two, but it's still quite good.
Yeah.
So. All right. So this next piece of feedback is from Tito, and it's a voicemail. So I will play that right now. Maybe. Open with. There it is. Oop. Nope. That's.
Yeah, Beardless. Nobody mentioned Last of Us because Eric's not here. Yep, The Division and Horizon Tito are a good one.
Oh, I wanted to mention The Last of Us too.
Was there snow? Oh yeah, there was towards the end of the game. That's
yes,
right.
because that was my favorite part of the game.
Yeah, when you had to be Ellie.
Yeah, when you played as Ellie and you saved No. Well, you played as Ellie, or you played as Joel
To save Ellie.
to save Ellie from the cannibals. That was my favorite part in the whole
I
game.
thought you played as Ellie, too. By the way, is The Last of Us 2 gonna be a PS5 game?
It might be.
Because we've heard nothing.
It's Tito from LA. It's been a little while since
Okay,
I've had
here you go.
feedback, but I mainly have two things to talk about. First, I'll start off with the
Ellie and
Anthem,
Rabbit
my
right
Anthem
here.
impressions. I really enjoyed it. I played on PC using a keyboard and mouse, and I don't want to get too much into the mishaps and the errors and all the problems that they had because, that's all. That goes without saying that was annoying. But I did manage to play through the quote unquote campaign of the VIP demo, and I played a little of the Stronghold, but I didn't complete it because it was pretty difficult. I don't think we were powerful enough yet to really go through it with some of the randoms I played with. The javelins I tried, were the Strider that you start off with, and then I picked the Stormcaller or whatever it's called. I don't know the names, but the one that has all the elemental abilities. So the gameplay I thought was really great. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. I think the big thing that came across to me is since there's no PvP, they don't have to worry so much about the balancing, and they can just, it kind of felt more in line with like Diablo of, it's more so about the, you can use your abilities just way more often. And, some of the abilities that you can pick up too, that you can find, because they're treated as loot with stats, and you can upgrade those and keep upgrading and find different kind of abilities to equip on your javelin. They get really interesting. So I really enjoyed that whole system. The movement I really enjoyed. The controls, on the other hand, were not great, at least for keyboard and mouse. I did not try a controller. I think for this free weekend that's coming up tomorrow, I will try with the controller on PC. I'm still deciding if I want to get it for PC or PS4. But yeah, the movement is great. I hope they improve the controls, though. That needs a lot of work. The graphics looked pretty good. My computer's starting to show its age. So on low settings, though, I felt like the game still looked pretty good. It didn't look like garbage. I've just been waiting for a developer's take on a Destiny competitor, because I've always been, as much as I love Destiny, and if you've listened to the podcast long enough, you know that Destiny is one of my favorite games. But I've always felt like Bungie was filled with all these like newer kind of they just, it's like they didn't have the experience to know that certain game mechanics that they would put in the game, or how they treated some of the design philosophy, were just like, they were just not great, and things were always annoying. They just always, it was a one step forward, two steps back kind of thing with Bungie. So I'm hoping to see where BioWare's, how their take on this kind of shared world shooter, how that plays out. And so far I'm liking what I'm seeing. I've been following some of the development videos that they've been doing, some of the live streams they've had on YouTube, and it looks pretty exciting. So I am kind of excited for it. The customization is glorious because I've always hated the customization options in Destiny. I never felt like I could look badass. For every one cool armor set, there was 6 other fugly ones, and they just, I don't know, it was just very frustrating. And just in a single demo, BioWare gave us way more options in terms of the color and customizing how we wanted our javelin to look. And I mean, they just put Bungie to shame with that, and I absolutely loved it. Yeah, I'm excited that there's no PvP. That bullshit I don't have to worry about. I'm hoping that makes the game, you feel powerful with the abilities, and especially the ultimates. I did feel powerful in what I was doing, so that was cool. I don't know if the guns will be as memorable as Destiny's guns in the gunplay, but I noticed it's more in Anthem. It's more about hitting your abilities and hitting those combos that you can put off. So yeah, that's my general thoughts. I am looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to buy the game, and hopefully I can play with friends. the last thing I want to talk about was starting back in, I think, November, December, with some of the updates that Sea of Thieves has put out now. I got kind of back into Sea of Thieves, and I've actually been having a really fun time, especially watching it on Twitch, because they've had reports now of how it's somehow made a comeback, and it's now generally with on some of the popular streamers playing it, it's been hitting the top 5 now on Twitch, and I'm just so happy to see that, because I really enjoyed Sea of Thieves, and now it's even better. It's just a great chill game, and it works really well in watching it too, specifically with how one streamer plays it, Summit 1G, where it's just fun to watch the highlight videos of the way he plays the game. Is he tries to sneak on ships, and they pretty much do reconnaissance on who's playing, if they're hot mic'd, because it's proximity voice chat, and for hours, you can only do this if your job is streaming, playing video games, because there's no way I have time to do this. And that's why it's so much fun, because I can watch someone else do it while I'm at work, where they just spend hours just stowed away on a ship, hidden. And when this random crew does all the work in finding all these valuable chests, and then they just fuck them over. And it's just really fun to watch. And some of the shenanigans that they do with the players is just really, really entertaining. One of them is, taking these bombs that you can get at the raid, the force that you complete, and they pretty much hold a hostage situation on the ship, where one guy's telling the crew, hey, I got my guy on your ship with a bomb, and if you guys don't comply, he's going to set it off and blow up your ship. And it's just a lot of fun to watch. So I've really been enjoying Sea of Thieves. I've been playing it again, and I love it. I know Eric's not a huge fan of it, but there's definitely good gaming there. It's always been about the emergent gameplay, the PvP aspect of that, and it's great that there's no progression or anything like that. It's really just about, if you want to dick around for a few hours and play with friends, chill out, grab a beer, and just kind of sail the seas and do whatever you want. Sea of Thieves is a great game for that, and I'm glad to see that it's made a comeback, because it's well deserved. Rare, the developers, they've always been really supportive, and they've always had their development videos, and they communicate with their with the what's the word, the gamers, the community, and I'm glad that they're being rewarded for it. So that's all I have to say, and I'll see you guys around.
All right, thanks, Tito. Yeah, I actually read an article recently about the resurgence of Sea of Thieves on Steam, and that must be why. Because Summit's one of the top Twitch streamers. If he's doing all that stuff, I'm sure that's played a part in the popularity of the game.
I actually, if I follow Summit, because I think he is pretty entertaining out of a lot of the streamers. He's not so streamlined like Ninja. He's still kind of not that Ninja's not real, but he's still pretty real. So I like following his stuff, and some of his Sea of Thieves stuff is hilarious. And Tito talked about it, the, holding a hostage or stealing people's ships like that. That stuff is so funny when they pull it off well, and it's exciting. And Sea of Thieves is a game that I don't have the time, as Tito said, to do that stuff. But watching people do it, makes me really kind of appreciate the game more than I did before.
I liked Sea of Thieves. The brief amount of time I played it was only a couple hours, and I played it solo. I had fun. Like he said, sneaking onto ships. I did a little bit out of myself. I wasn't effective at all. I never scored a victory doing that, but I had fun doing it.
Yeah.
It's a fun. I've always liked pirate stuff, and even sailing a small ship by yourself is fairly easy to do and fun.
Yeah.
Like he said, it's a chill game. If you play that way, which I did. So I was really close to downloading it on Xbox again, actually.
And I actually did too. I will say, if this game came out when I was in high school with my friends, this game would be the game we played all the time.
Yeah.
Because it just has that potential to be that much fun.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'll probably revisit it at some point. I would think I played it on PC a little bit when it first came out. But yeah, I would probably revisit it. And then Anthem. I'm also, cautiously optimistic about Anthem.
I'm getting pretty excited for Anthem, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It sounds really fun.
Yeah. There's some weirdness with the pre-ordering, with the when you can play it and when it unlocks and stuff.
Oh God.
So we'll have to decipher some of that, but
that's the new thing everybody's doing.
Yeah.
If you pre-ordered the super special edition,
yeah,
you get it
there's
20 hours early.
There's that, and then if you're EA Access or Origin Access member, you can play it earlier. But one of them only allows you to play it 10 hours over the course of the first weekend. It's something like that, something ridiculous. And then PS4 gets left in the dust. They don't get it till like a week later, I don't think. So who knows what's
going on? Yeah.
Tito's commenting on your.
Yeah, so I actually have one of my best friends goes to UCF, or he just graduated. So, and I've always loved the story of UCF. I'm a big Mackenzie Milton fan too. So I really like the Knights. They're a lot of fun. So I rep them. I have 2 UCF Knight sweatshirts, and they're both for my friends. So
nice.
Not to just completely change the subject like that, but yeah, no, I appreciate Tito catching that.
All right.
I'll get the number generator going.
Yep, I'm calling up the game giveaway list. Tito wanted Far Cry 3, or not Tito. Tate wanted his two letters are different in those names. All right.
So one's Tate, 2 Jake,
Tito's 3. Yep.
2017 national champs. That is UCF. Yeah. Winner is number 3.
Tito's
Tito's
the winner.
Tito, you win. Congrats, buddy.
Okay, game 1.
64.
64 is gone.
27.
27. Gone.
Oh, man.
First time that's happened. Tito would like to thank his parents and all those who have supported him in this win.
Look at 64 got picked again. That's crazy.
Weird.
Okay, 118.
What's happening with numbers? 118 is retrograde.
Retrograde.
I've heard of it. I don't know anything about it though.
Says he'll take gone.
Gone.
141.
141 is Anomaly Korea.
Oof. 13?
13. Contagion.
Okay.
I don't know, Tito.
148?
Not a great list so far. 148 is Limbo, which I know he's played.
Oof. Well, hopefully 114. Or is it gone?
The Bridge.
Huh.
I think The Bridge is good. That's a indie puzzle game, I think.
Puzzle platformer game.
Yeah.
Actually, we should refresh our games list. I should subscribe to Humble.
All right, so Tito, your choices are Retrograde, Anomaly Korea, Contagion, Limbo, which again I know you've already played, and The Bridge. So let us know what you want. If you want to let us know now or later. Probably send out these games while this episode is compressing, and yeah. So next week we'll give kind of a rundown of upcoming episodes. Next week I'd like to do the Anthem Beta. We'll cover it a little more in depth, hopefully. If I can play a little bit more and Eric can play a little bit more, and we'll play a little bit, and we'll talk about that more in depth next week. Then maybe the week after that, Kingdom Hearts, depending on how much we can all get. Again, it's a huge release month. There's a lot of games coming out. I wanted to do an episode on the Crackdown 3, since it's on Games Pass, and I'll be able to play it, or whoever wants to play it.
Yeah.
Although I haven't heard anything about that game, which makes me a little nervous.
It's probably gonna be bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be bad.
Oh, we also gotta do Life is Strange 2.
Life is Strange 2. I would like to get that out as soon as possible. But those are the games that are on our radar, so it'll probably be one of those at some point. I can imagine it'll still be a couple weeks for Kingdom Hearts. think at least we want to play the majority of it before we do an episode on it.
One person should beat it.
Yeah, I agree. It'll probably be me. If I had to guess, I've already got 8 hours into it.
Unless I blitz through it at some point.
Yeah.
Ooh, the bridge.
The bridge. The bridge is yours, Tito. I'll send it after we finish the episode. That's all I've got. You have anything else you want to chime in with, Will?
No, I got nothing. Stay warm.
Yeah, stay warm. It'll be warm over the weekend, so that's good.
The Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about the Super Bowl.
Go Patriots.
All right, that'll do it for episode 393 of the Thumbstick Athletes podcast. I'm your host, Dan.
And I'm Will.
Thanks for listening, and get out of my basement.